Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome if you guys are new. Today I have been getting a lot of inspiration on my feed about journals and journaling, and 6 months into the year I'm ready to start mine. So I ordered a bunch of stuff online and it all arrived today, so I'm gonna get started on my reading journal halfway through the year. So let's get to it. Okay, excuse the mess. Here is the book journal. We're just gonna go through like the little layout. I just have sticky notes for the layout. So we have, also this is heavily inspired by Yana Reads, because I recently watched her May wrap up and I loved her journal. So she inspired me heavily for the layout of this. So this is the title, and then the books I read all year is gonna be a 2-page spread. I'm gonna glue them together probably to make the pages a little bit thicker so it doesn't bleed on the other side. This is the book goal that I'm just gonna fill in color, probably with a star rating, like color coded system. I'm newer to reading still, so I only have 70 instead of like 100 that some people have. However, not a competition. Book goal is 70 this year. And then monthly reading with a square graph. This is like going to be like a title page, like monthly reading, and then a square graph of how many books I've read January through December. And then we have book of the year, a showdown. So it's like you know, with boxing, how they have like those boxes to see who wins and who loses and which one goes on for the finals. That's the idea. Also in Yana's video. Okay, and then I don't DNF books. It's a problem. I wish I could DNF books. I just don't. So if I have any DNF books, I'll put them here, but I didn't want this page to be too blank, so I did 1-star reads as well, and it's going to be like hell and fire themed. Perfect. And then we're going to go into the monthly spreads with all the ratings and stuff, and we're going to make each title page for the month. All right, let's get to it. Okay, everybody, I just finished my book journal spread, and I want to do some final touches with you as well as go through my thought process. So here is the first page. Liliana's Reading Journal 2026. Future journals, I don't know if I'll do this rip out paper. If I do, it's gonna have to be blank. I don't really like the lined, but I can't really take it back now, so. This is a books I've read page. I will put little libraries of all the books that I've read. The next video that I'm going to do is updating all of the months that I've read. So I'm starting this in June, but that's okay because a late start is better than a never start, right? Okay, book goals. I accidentally put an S there because it's actually just a book goal. I want to read 70 books this year. And then I have my star system up here. And in the future, next year, I am definitely not going to put stars at the end because I started with 1 star. But I think I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because obviously there's stars. So that was kind of dumb. And then DNF, I thought that was kind of fun with a little X between the star. So here's the spread. And next is the monthly reading. This is where I will log how many books I've read. I didn't think I'll go more than 12. I know some people do, but I'm busy and new to this reading thing, so I only did up to 12. And if there's more, I can just add more up here too. This is the favorite book showdown at the end of the year, so I'll have to pick one book that's like the MVP of the month. And then pick between 2. So January and February, which book was the best here, and then those 3 will go down until my favorite book, and then I'll put the title here. Again, this is DNF and Once Are Hell. As said before, I don't DNF books, it's a problem. I have to finish them. I don't know why. Anyways, I'm going to put the titles and the printed pictures of the books here. And then I didn't do the showdown like here, but I am going to put a last book, or the worst book of the year here. I'm just going to pick it though. And then we get into the month. So this is my January spread. I'm going to go through my thought process. So I really like the layers on here, but I do much more later on. And so I wanted to add some more later layers. And I found the cardstock that I used up here. So I'm just going to literally just put it down here. I think that will be good. Okay. Perfect. And now we don't have that weird gap that was right here. It's perfect. I think I could add something here, but I don't know what I would add. So maybe that's a problem for later, Lily. Okay, and then February is super cute. It's kind of croquet with the little lace. You can't really see it. Next time I use the lace ones, I definitely am going to add more of a background instead of keeping it white because obviously it's white and clear. So that was a little bit dumb on my part, but that's okay. I did find some like ribbon lace sticker, and I thought it would be really cute to add it somewhere here in like one of the cracks or gaps. Okay, I decided not to put it in a gap. I think I'm gonna put it right here because that's an extra little layer. All those are gaps here. I think that is still cute. Yeah. Okay, and then we have March. Super cute. As much as I have to say about that one. I did a diagonal because all of these were straight on, so I flipped it and I thought that was a good idea. And then obviously I filled in white space with stickers. So less layering on this one. And then we have April. You can't really see them very well on camera, but there are flowers and little sparkles because April showers bring May flowers. Then we have May. This one is the one that needs the most work because I got really tired. I think last night I ended on April, and then this morning I started with May, and obviously the brain power was not there. So for layering, I have this little like lace and then flower stickers that are going to be really cute, I think. And that's like kind of the processes. First the main background, and then layer with stickers and other paper, and then at the end I drew the month. And finally May has a lot of purple as well, so I wanted to add this purple sticker somewhere. I think it'll be cute. Okay, I decided to put the flower here because it's like parallel to that one. And then more flower stuff down here. Here is the lace that is going to go on the top. Okay, let's do a before and after. Look how much better and more layered that is. Okay, perfect. The next month is June, and I think this one is actually already good. I like all the yellow and sunshine there is to this one. Then, of course, is July. I like the layering down here. It's like a transition between red and yellow, so it's like an orange. Of course, we have August next. August obviously has some red to it. It's where I live, it's one of the hottest months. At least the beginning of it is. And September starts to cool down, so I'm getting back to those fall colors, those light greens, instead of the harshness that could be August. October is one of my favorite months, although it's kind of the most chaotic. I double layered 2 stickers, one translucent and then one black and harsh, and I thought that like ghost appearance was pretty cool. Also, I added October. I hand wrote it out, and then I obviously ripped it out of like the paper, which I thought was kind of cool effect because this looked ripped as well. I ripped this in half as well. So all this layering I really like, although it does kind of look a little crowded. But I like it, I think. Next, of course, is November. And this one is also plain. It's really plain. So I'm going to add a couple. I have already picked out some stickers here. I'm going to add a couple to them so that we have a little bit more layering and also a little less white space. Also, next time I buy a journal pack, I love all of the papers that come with it, but the stickers are so hard to get off. Oh, here we go. That was actually pretty fast. Okay, let's sticker it on. Perf. I love how the stickers are translucent a little bit, so you can see the underneath of them. So cute. Okay, let's do the next one. Here is the last butterfly we are going to add in this white space here. Like, some white space is okay, and this butterfly is obviously translucent like I had said before, so it will keep some of that white space, but it looks much better now. Perfect. In the last month, my most favorite and also my family's favorite is December. Sorry, I was gonna go over there and say that. Let me start over. Do I look cringe? A little bit. Take it out then. This is our favorite because the print looks the best, and then the layering. Of course, like I keep saying, I love the layering of all of this, and I think it looks like stylistically the best as compared to November. Like, November looks like fall and springy, and like it's a little confused, and that's okay. But December looks very winter, especially with the snowflakes. Like, those are so cute. Okay, but that is it for our first ever journal that I'm starting halfway through the year. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my 6-month late start to my book journal. I had a lot of fun making it. The next video is going to be me filling out January through June, so I'm going to fill out literally half of my book journal next video. So if you're interested in actually seeing some of these monthly pages filled out, join me for that. And I hope you enjoyed watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.